Jennifer, I've just gotten my invitation to the 12th Annual Holmes Challenge, put on by the Baker Street Irregulars. Are you up to it?
The Baker Street Irregulars? Who are they?
Only the most dedicated and fanatical Sherlock Holmes fan club in the Western world. They meet each week at the Sherlock Holmes Pub near Trafalgar Square.
But I thought that Sherlock Holmes was a made-up person.
Of course, but that doesn't stop people from creating a fan club for him. He's one of the most popular fictional characters ever created. The Baker Street Irregulars are crazy about him. They have a vast collection of little items connected with Holmes and the author who created him, Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. Each year they have a party and contest to see which new items deserve to be added to their collection. But there's a catch. Come along and see.
Uncle Basil's been a member of the Irregulars for years. He's a huge fan of Sherlock Holmes. It'll be a real challenge to see if we can outsmart him.
So you're the famous American detectives Basil's told us so much about. Delighted to meet you both. You must join us in our annual contest. Each year, the club board selects 4 members who are asked to secretly gather special items connected with either Sherlock Holmes or his brilliant creator, Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. We then add these items to our collection. The trick is, one of the members has been told to submit a fraud. One of the items could not possibly be authentic. Our members are so very clever and so well versed in their Holmes facts that the fake is often very difficult to spot. You're welcome to examine the items at your leisure. Then you've got the rest of the day to spot the fake.
So as Holmes would say, the game's afoot. I've already got my theories on the impostor. I deduce it must be the vial of water.
What makes you think that, Mr. Maypole?
Elementary, my dear Jennifer. It's the easiest item to fake. The water in that vial is more than likely ordinary tap water, collected right here in London. I suspect one of our members thought we could never prove otherwise.
But what proof do you have that the water is fake?
Why, my detective's intuition, my dear young lady. What more proof do I need?
My suspicion is on that cap. I seem to remember... Oh, bother, what was it now? Yes, I seem to remember that the real original deerstalker worn by Basil Rathbone was donated to... Well, you know, that waxworks thingy place. What is its name?
Madame Tussaud's?
Yes, that's it. Madame Tussaud's. I'm sure I heard that it was on display there in their Sherlock Holmes exhibit. It can't be there and here at the same time. I say the cap's a fake.
Madame Tussaud's happens to be on Baker Street, the same street where Sherlock Holmes was supposed to live. I noticed on the way in that some of the buildings on the street are made of red brick. I guess a lot of London buildings are. Madame Tussauds has tons of wax figures of famous and historical people. I love to check out all the movie stars. It's almost like seeing them in person. Dr. Seuss thinks they own the real deerstalker cap. Let's see if he's right.
We have many bits and pieces that once belonged to famous people. Some of the clothes that you see on our wax figures are from the closets of the real famous people. Why, Luciano Pavarotti sent us an entire set of evening clothes, including shoes to dress his model. We did have a cap like the one you mentioned, but I'm afraid we sold it just recently to an anonymous collector. It was quite valuable, the original deerstalker worn by Basil Rathbone in the movie Hound of the Baskervilles. I remember it had an odd little tag in the back, as if it really were made for Sherlock Holmes. One of the wardrobe people on the movie set must have put it in as a joke. The tag read, S.H. Esquire, 1939. That was the year that the film came out, don't you know? Quite a classic. Have you seen it?
Yes, my brother's nuts about Sherlock Holmes movies. He makes me watch them every time they're on TV. That's a good one. The note on the old pipe said that it was used here at the Old Vic. Maybe we can find out if it's the real McCoy.
Sir Alex was a wonderful man to work with, as I recall. He was a regular here at the Old Vic in the theatre's heyday. My favourite of his performances was a wonderful production of Tea for Two. He played opposite a young girl named Amy Jelana. I hear she's quite famous in the States now.
Not only is she famous, but she visited our hometown Richview just last year.
I see that London isn't the only hometown visited by famous actors and actresses. We've got quite a lot of souvenirs here from old plays and shows. Our costume shop keeps all kinds of goodies from famous plays we've run. Who knows when we'll be able to use them again? We have a box full of old pipes. Some of them are quite ordinary, but there were a few very special ones. We recently sold one of the nicer pieces to an anonymous collector. It was a lovely old meerschaum pipe, you know, the kind with the long curved bowl. Sir Alex Livermore smoked it on stage in an old Sherlock Holmes play. Quite a collectible, I suppose, even if it did have a bit of a dent on the bottom of the bowl.
We found out stuff about some of the Irregulars' collection, but we're going to have to do a little more research to find out about the rest. I can't imagine a better place than the British Library. Aunt Miranda is good pals with the librarian here, Mr. Sneed. She says he's kind of cranky, but when it comes to fact-finding, he's the tops.
Normally, I detest being disturbed with requests for trivia, but Sherlock Holmes happens to be a pet fascination of mine. Upon getting a phone call from your Uncle Basil, I decided to do a little reliable data gathering for you on the world's greatest detective, before you filled your heads with ludicrous twaddle on the subject. The documents are there for your perusal. Do be careful with them.
Wow! I guess the character of Sherlock Holmes is so neat that some people think he's a real person. That shows what a great writer Sir Arthur Conan Doyle was. His characters live on even though he died over 50 years ago. The water in the vial is supposed to be from the Reichenbach Falls in Switzerland. If there is no place called Reichenbach Falls, then the water must be fake. Which book do you think might help us to find out if a place in Switzerland is real?
Select the book that would most likely tell us if there is a Reichenbach Falls in Switzerland.
That's it! The World Atlas shows that there is a Reichenbach Falls in Switzerland. It really does exist. I think Holmes would agree that we've got the clues we need to crack this case. Pick the clues you think best prove which one of the Baker Street Irregulars collection is fake. Those are the clues we need. Now pick the item that you think is bogus. You got it! The number plate is a fake. Mrs. Hudson told us that each year 4 members of the Baker Street Irregulars submit Sherlock Holmes-related items for their club collection. But each year, one piece of memorabilia is a fraud. The challenge is to spot the fake piece. The deerstalker cap from Hound of the Baskervilles seemed to fit the description of the genuine article that Ms. Dunbar at Madame Tussaud's gave us. The pipe, supposedly used by Sir Alex Livermore portraying Sherlock Holmes on stage at the Old Vic, matched Mrs. Skew's description of the authentic item from the Old Vic's costuming department. The water in the vial could have come from Reichenbach Falls, as there is a waterfall in Switzerland with that name, but we didn't find any real proof to back that up. What we did find was a clue that proved for sure that the number plate must be a fake. There has never been a 221B Baker Street. Sir Arthur Conan Doyle invented that fictional address for his character. The number plate couldn't possibly be real.